Okay, so in this video we will discuss and configure Ospf virtual link. As the name suggests, virtual link. It means it's not physically connected, it's virtually connected link. As we know, an Ospf all other area has to be connected to area 0. And area 0 we call them backbone area. And backbone, I told you, is like a backbone in your body. So every part of our body are connected to our backbone. Without backbone, this body is nothing. If your backbone is broken, so you can do nothing. So the same way, an Ospf backbone area, which is area 0, we call area 0 backbone. All other area has to be connected physically to area 0. But in some cases, maybe the area are not close to the area 0. So what we can do? In that case, we can use virtual link to connect non-backbone area to backbone area. It means any other area which is not directly connected to area 0, we can connect them indirectly, and that concept is called Ospf virtual link. And what we will do, we will use the area which is between area 0 and the new area. We call that area transit area. And that transit area we will use router ID to combine the area so that my new area can reach to area 0. Let me explain you from this diagram. I have area 0, area 1 and area 2. Area 1 is connected to area 0, it's okay. For area 1 there is no issue. The issue is for area 2. Is not directly connected to area 0. Now what they can do? They can connect through area 1. This area 1 and area 0 will become a transit area. This is called transit area, like a transit visa. So this area 1 and area 0 will become a transit area to connect area 0 indirectly to area 2, because this is most important. Without that, area 2 will never receive any route like a 1-1 and all these information from area 0. If you are not connected to area 0 directly or indirectly, you will not receive anything. But how these will connect it? So we will connect area 0 and area 1 in transit area, but we will use router ID. Keep in mind to associate with virtual link neighbor. So we are using router ID. We know router ID and we've done it. So this is theoretical part. Now let's do practically. So here I have R1. Let me make them no. And here I have R2. I have 3 routers. And here I have R3. Now R1 belong to area 0 where we have created one loopback interface. We will create, by the way. Area 1, we have 192.168.12.1 and 12.2. So R2 is connected directly to area 0. For R2 there is no issue. The issue is for router 3, 192.168.23.3, and the area is 2. Now they will use R2 as a transit area to reach R0 to receive one network. So let's configure R1 first, basic configuration. So basic configuration, IP address and one loopback interface. And R2 we have 2 interfaces to configure. And R1, R3 we have only one interface. So let's go to R1 and let me copy. So I will change the name, interface IP and one loopback. We already know this one. So let me copy this one and paste. R2 has only 2 interfaces which connect R1 and R3. So let's paste this one. And let's go to R3. So R3 has only one interface. That's it. and we are done. So basic configuration is done. Now let's configure Ospf in R1. So we know Ospf has one loopback interface and one directly connected interface, and area 1. 0 is in because 1 is in area 1. Keep in mind this one. 1 is in area 0, but 12 interface belong to area 1. So what I will do, I will copy this one and let's go to R1. So R1 I put 1 in area 0 and 192.168.12 in area 1. Now R2 has only one interface which belong to area 1 and another one is belong to area 2. So let's go to R2. One interface belong to area 1 and one interface belong to area 2. So let's configure R2 as well. So R2 is done. R3 has one interface which belong to area 2. That's it. Now without virtual link, do you think R3 will receive one network? Let's see. Show IP route Ospf. So right now it will take some time because Ospf. So show IP route Ospf. Nothing is here yet. Show IP Ospf neighbor. So I have a neighbor 1 and 192.168.23. So let's go back. It will take some time to come. Yeah, it's come up now. And here is, yeah. So I'm receiving 1 as a R2 I'm receiving. Let's go to R3 and show IP Ospf, show IP route Ospf. So I'm receiving nothing. Show IP Ospf neighbor. I have one neighbor which is 23.2 R2 basically. But I'm not receiving R1 route because I'm against the rule. The rule say that you has to be connected to area 0. So R2 is connected to area 0. It's okay for R2. But for R3, it is not connected to area 1. That's why it cannot receive this one network. It has to be directly or indirectly. And indirectly we call them virtual link. Now let's configure virtual link so that R3 can reach to R1. So let's go to R1 first. We will create a virtual link which we call them transit area. So in R1 router Ospf1, and here I will type area. Which area? Area 1. Through area 1 it will go. And virtual link, this is the command. And here is asking me the ID. ID means the ID of R2. So how I can find the ID? Show IP Ospf database. From database I can find the ID as well. There are many other commands as well. I need to type this one, 23.2. So let's go to 23.2. Done. Keep in mind this is very important. In R1 I say area 1 virtual link and then I type the key of R2, the router ID. Now I need to do the same thing in R2 as well. In R2 router Ospf1 and area 1 will be used as a transit area, virtual link, and it's asking me R1 router ID. So let's find out R1 ID. And here is show IP Ospf database. And it is 111. So let me type 11 here. Sorry. Here is. And now if I go back to R3, I hope so I will receive the route. And here is as an external. Now I am receiving 11. And can I ping them 1.1.1? So yes, I can ping 1.1 from R3 to all over R1 because I create virtual link. Let's go to R2 to verify. And R2 you can type show IP Ospf virtual link. This is the virtual link which we create. 11 is the router ID of R1. This is the virtual link. Okay, and this the everything you can see, and the same command you can type in one as well, and R1. So here you can see it will show you the router ID of R2 and other detail which you can go through them. Another command, show IP Ospf database. Here it will mention this one DNA. I think so I mentioned this one, so it was so easy to configure. This one is DNA. It will show you this one, and this the command. Another command you can, yeah, we can type the same command in R2 as well. Show IP Ospf database. Do not age out. So it will show you DNA instead this one, and the other thing which I already told you about this virtual link, and now R3 is reachable to R1 is indirectly connected. So it means if your branch is not directly connected to the main branch, so you can use virtual link to connect them as a transit. Okay, and that concept is called virtual link. So now R3 and R1 is virtually connected. So R1 consider them that is connected directly to me, but it is indirectly, and this indirectly concept is called virtual link in Ospf. That's it. Thank you very much.